Alright, so if you want to know how we got to this point, then go watch part 1. But now we're going to do some conditional formatting. And what we're going to do first is to hide all of these values that are outside of the month. And we're going to do that with conditional formatting. We're just going to change the text color and the background color to be the same as this background color here, so that you can't see it, but only if the month date here doesn't match the month date there, right? If it's not in January. So let's just open up conditional formatting. Just select this here, and then go Format, Conditional Formatting. So now we've got the range here that we're going to apply it to. And then this here is the condition that needs to be met. And this is the formatting we're choosing. We want the background color to be this background color and also the text color to be the same so that you can see it. And now you see it hit everything because here the requirement is that the cell is not empty. So everything that had anything in it is hidden and everything that didn't have anything in it was already empty, right? What we want is to compare the dates. And there are some date functions here, but they're not actually going to work for what we want. Because we want to compare just the month part and we want both greater than and less than, right? So we want anything that's outside of the month. So there's a function, month. Let's just write that in. It just gets the month out of the date. If the date, for example, here is the 1st of January, 2024, then the answer to the month function will just be 1, because the month is the first month. So what we need to do is to compare the month in each of these dates to this month here. So we're going to have 2 month values that we need to compare, and we want to know when they're not equal to each other. So there's a function called EQ that will see if they're equal, and then we need a not function in front of it, because we want the ones that are not equal. And then don't forget the equal sign at the front. Now, for the cells that we need. The way this works is that it starts with the first cell, and then it goes to the next cell, and then the next cell. So if we write in here B6, that's the first cell, and then we want to compare it to this cell here, and that's B4, because it chooses the first cell that's merged. If we wrote it like this, then you see that it does it right for this one, but for the rest of them it's still wrong. That's because it is first comparing B6 to B4, and then it's going to the right, and then it's doing C6, and then it's trying to compare it to the cell next to it, and that doesn't match, because we want it to compare to B4 each time, and the way we do that to sort of lock which cell it is, we use a $sign. So we want to lock both the column, which is B, and also the row. We want it to always be this cell. We don't want it to change row or column. And you'll see that now it's gotten all of these numbers back that are within the month, but it's still hiding all the checkboxes. And that is because now it's comparing this to this, and it's comparing this month to this month, and all the way over here, and it's doing this next row here, but there's no date here. So, and the same for this row. So for all of these here, it's going to return that they don't match. So we actually have to do this separately for each of these rows. So let's just get rid of this range here, and then press this button here, and then we can select the range. Just drag over, and then can hold Control, and select the next row. Select all of these rows here with the dates, and then press OK, and now you'll see it works. But we still want to hide these checkboxes, right? So what we're going to do is add another rule, and it's very nicely kept all of the stuff that we've put in. And now we want to just get rid of all of this, because we have to select a different range. We're going to select here all the checkboxes, and OK. And you see it already worked. The reason it works is because this is still comparing B6, the date here, to B4. So for cell B8, it's comparing cell B6 to cell B4. And for cell C8, it's comparing cell C4 to cell B4 all the way. So it's doing the same comparison as before, but it's hiding a different cell, right? And what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a third rule as well, because we want to do it for this as well. Because if we write anything in, we also want that to be hidden if it's outside of the month. Press OK. And that's it for the hiding of the dates outside of the month. But let's move on to the middle row here. If we write a text in, we want it to, for example, New Year's, then we want it to change color as well to make it more visible. So I'm going to choose this color here, the second color up, because we want it to be a little bit visible. And the text color to the same color but darker. And then we want, just delete all of this. We want it to change color if anything is written in the cell. So there's a function called isBlank. And we can check if this cell, so B7 will be the first one to compare, is blank, and we want it to change color if it's not blank. So add a not function in front of this, and then an equal sign at the front. And there we go, it changed the color. And then we want to add another rule, and we want to also change the color of the upper and lower cells if the cell is not blank. So we just need to choose a different range here, but we still want to be comparing the same cells. Oops. Grab all of the dates. Okay. And then add another rule, and get rid of these, and grab all of the checkboxes, and press OK. And there we go. So now if I write anywhere in here, for example, if you have a deadline here, then it will turn a different color. And the third thing we want to do is to make the cells darker if we check off the boxes. So we're going to just press on one of these again and add another rule. And now we want it to just be a darker shade, and we don't want to change the text color. So just go none for the text color. And the function, we just want if this is checked off, right? So the first cell will be B8. That's this checkbox here. If B8 is equal to true. And then I'm going to add another rule for each of the other ranges. Now with this one, it will actually work to just select the whole range, but we still have to do it 3 times. So add another rule, And we have to change this to 7. Alright, so we've gone through all of the conditional formatting rules that we need, and now we just need to redo that for all of the other months. But we don't need to make new rules for the middle row because we're just using the one cell, the cell that we're in. We're not comparing it to a different cell, and we're using the same color no matter which month it is. So we can actually just use this rule for the whole thing. We just need to make the range include all of the months. So what we're actually going to just do is, I'm just going to get rid of these because it's quicker. I'm just going to highlight the whole row and control, and then go after each of these, and then do it for the next month down as well. Oops, that was the wrong one. Just delete that one. Alright, and okay, but it's coloring the wrong cell. It's because we also need to move this one to cell A, because now we've added this row to the range. So we need to start our rule from this cell. And this just means that if we write in any of the white cells in between here, that it will also change color. But we don't plan to write in there, so it doesn't matter. And then press done, and then just do that for the other cyan rules as well. We'll just go fix that quickly. Just select this one that's the wrong color, and just go in and delete this and do it again. Sometimes that's the best way to fix something. There we go. And this one we've forgotten to change it to an A. This dark red one we can reuse for all of the red ones. If you have all your months in the same color, you can reuse this for all of the months in the same way. But I'll show you doing it for just these 3 months. Change this 23 to the bottom cell here, which is 65. And that should do it for all of the months. If I select something here, you see it changes the color. And then you just do that for next row as well. And what was it we said? 65. 65. Done. And you see here now the next row is also colored for the ones we've selected. And then the last row. And here, oh, I see we've done this using the specific range for it. And that's, honestly, let's just delete that and grab from the bottom row here and all the way down. Okay, done. And there we go. Now it works for anywhere in the red area. So yeah, if you had all your months the same color, then you would just grab the whole area. Alright, so now we've done this rule, the rule for any notes you write in for the dates. We've done that for all of the months. And we've done this rule where we can check off our days off. We've done that for all of the red months. So let's just do this one for all the red ones as well, where we hide the dates that are outside of the month. So we'll just copy the rule. This one we have to do separately for each month because we are comparing it to the specific month that we're in. So I'll add another rule and then select any range. So this, delete all of these, and grab all of the dates here, hold control, and okay. And then we need to change this to B27. And this locked cell, this will be this cell here, so it will be B25. And there we go. All of the dates that are outside of May are hidden. Now we just need to do it for the middle and checkmark rows as well. Add another rule. Change the range. Okay. And add another rule. Change the range. And okay. And now it's hidden all the check marks as well. And then we'll do it for September. So add another rule, and now we need this to be cell 48 and cell B 46. So we've got 48 here, and the locked one is 46. 46. And then change the range. Okay, new rule, change the range. New rule, change the range. And I messed that one up. Just change this to a B. And okay. You'll notice that this cell here is not hidden, and that is because it's checked off. So if I remove this check, then it's gone. And the reason for that is we have to decide the priority of our rules as well. So if I go here to done, and then let's just select this month, you see here that the rules that hide the cells, they're at the bottom. And what we have to do is just move them to the top if we want to be sure that they always hide. Right? That's the most important rule to apply. You see that this is now hidden. We'll just move all of these to the top. And there we go. Now it's always hidden. Priority needs to be the hiding cells, then the middle one with note, because, for example, if this is your anniversary and also a day off, right? You want it to be colored, right? If you don't want that, and you would rather have it be the color that of whether or not it's checked off, then you would put the checked off rule further up. Do that for this month as well. Here, they're already at the top. Now, one more thing. If I was to press here in the cell where the check mark is hidden, you'll see I get a pop-up here. This can get really annoying, because it sort of blocks you from being able to do anything if you accidentally press on checkmark. And it doesn't matter if you press on checkmark, because it'll be hidden. So if you want to get rid of this pop-up, all you have to do is go into all of the hiding rules and just change your text color. Go to custom and this plus sign here, and then just change this one letter over. So if that was C, then just change it to a B or a D. That's okay. Because now Google Sheets doesn't perceive it as hidden, but you still won't be able to see the text. So now you'll be able to press on here and it'll not be a problem. And once you've done that once, you can just select the color here, because that's the color that you just added. And now all that's left is to do it for the other colors as well. You might think this is a lot of work, but you only have to do this once and you can use this calendar for the rest of your life. And now we just need to do the same for yellow and green. So if we now just select everything to make sure that we have all of our hiding rules at the top, so just go down and whenever you see one of the light colored ones, just drag it up. Alright, so you should have 3 dark colored rules of each color, and then the cyan ones, and then all the light colored ones at the top. So if you run into any problems, don't hesitate to ask in the comments. There's quite a lot of steps, so it's easy to mess something up. But in general, if something's wrong, press on the cell that has a problem and look at all the rules and check that you haven't made a typo anywhere or there's the right amount of rules. There should be 3 dark colored ones and 1 cyan rule and 1 light colored rule. And the very top 2 will have, so here there will only be 2 dark colored rules. This one will only have 1. Same for the other ones. But now all you need to do is fill in all your dates. And if you want all of your weekends to be checked off, you can just drag down. You can't drag it down to the next month because of this merged cell. But you can select there and then control, and then you can select the next bunch of cells and control and select the next one. And then you can do this for all of the colors at the same time as well. Because then all you need to do is just hit spacebar and it will check off all of them. I'm going to uncheck lots of these. Move that, that's not actually my anniversary. Alright, so I have New Year's off, and you can fill in whenever Easter is, and go down here, we definitely know that we've got Christmas here, and definitely be making sure all of these days are off. And up till New Year's. Next year, you just remove any of the dates that you don't need anymore, and then you just go over and pick January 1st, 2025, and it updates the whole calendar. So I'd love to hear how you like it. Like and subscribe.